Welcome back, Wolfskinders. Welcome back. How is it going, everybody? How's it going? Hope you all are good on this good Saturday. I am doing absolutely fantastic myself. Cannot complain. Everything is going absolutely swimmingly. I did complete this. I was able to I was able to I was able to map this out yesterday, which was quite interesting. Just um, trying to make it look somewhat decently good. It's not bad. It's not bad. But today we are going to work on the combat system today. I am just not getting enough damage. I am not getting enough damage out of my skills. And I think that's the thing, is that I'm not getting enough damage. So we are going to start running some numbers today and trying to see if we can't get these numbers to work out. So we're going to start with one of our skills today. We're going to start with bite. I think bite's a really good one. That's pretty much going to be the standard amount, and then that can go, and then we can work in our other we can work in other types of attacks to see what we can do. Let me see something real quick. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Hit fire 2. Hit fire 2. Where is that one? $85. All right. So yeah, we are going to try and get this. We are going to try to see if we can't revert some of these attacks and see if we can't get this to work, because we're just not doing enough damage, and we're just barely even scratching the surface. You know, it's like I got a good decent amount. I was doing this yesterday. I pretty much I took this all the way to 900 and started doing that, because attack just doesn't do anything. Unless we're getting like in the triple digits, we're not doing anything. And realistically, attack just doesn't do anything anymore. So that's why I haven't been using attack as a form of as a form of as a form of it, because it's just we're not doing enough damage. All right, because we realistically should have these low levels still realistically hitting us pretty hard, at least in the 20s. I'm not expecting the 20s to stay. I'm not expecting the 20s to. Yeah, see, we're only doing 6. We're only doing like 6 in the 20s, and that's just not enough damage. So, let me see. Maybe it's the defense that we're needing to figure out. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna try. I think it's the defense that's the player's defense. Let's try a 10. Let's do 50 times the attack plus the player's agility, the monster's agility. You know, I think that would be really good too. And then how about times that by player's luck. There, that should do some damage. And then we'll go from here. Yeah, we're gonna null again. So the 50. Let's try 900 and go down. Wow, we're still hitting low. What about for level 5? Yeah, we're still hitting way too low. And yeah, it's a dark attack, but it shouldn't cause anything because I don't have I mean, this is probably can be put to 10. Fine. All right. And yeah, my defense is not that awful. So why am I getting nothing but nulls? And no, it's still not enough. They're low level. They should be doing a lot more damage. Something's not right. Is it the skill? Is it the enemies? I want it to be a 50, so maybe it's the attack and the agility that's not it. Maybe that's where I need to really focus on the troops, on the enemies. The problem is that see, this is where I get. This is where I know I'm probably. I know this is probably where it's. I know this is probably where it's at. You know, I think this is where a lot of the formulaic I can change up. So let's do 100, 40, 40, 20, 30. We'll try this out. See, I'm doing enough damage. Try this again. Alright, their defense is a little bit on the low end. Let's go to 50. Let's do 50 and 50 on this. And 150 on here. Because we can, the arc rat doesn't need to be as much threatening as realistically. It's just a little rodent. It's not as dangerous as it should be. But I at least want to get some of these. All right, 50 is a little too high. So we'll drop this down to 40. We'll drop this to 100. Take here. Do 100. Okay. I still say this formula is not bad. You know, attack, agility, times luck. Like that's not a bad formula for this type of for this type of damage. If I could just get it to, if I could just get them to. Criticals. I don't want to hit criticals. Hitting criticals. I don't want to hit criticals. We could probably drop that down a little bit more. I think that should be fine. And we'll drop this down to 30. I think that's fine. I think 50 agility, 30 is fine. 30 defense is fine. Now it's just getting the attack. It's just getting the attack. It's just getting that skill to do a lot of damage. Let me try. Let me just ramp up the attack and see if I can't get one-shotted. Okay, I can get one-shotted. Sheesh, really? Okay, so I gotta fix that. I gotta fix that. Okay, that's fine. We just gotta we'll work on it. We'll work on it. This is why I wanted to take this opportunity to do this. Because this is the one. This was gonna. Let's do 100. Physical 100 nor. Huh. Yeah, see, that just doesn't add up. It's so which means that my enemies need to have a greater formula for a base one. But the problem is why is my base so like that though? Right, I'm gonna drop this down to 8. If I can get the foxes and the raccoons, because the foxes and raccoons are kind of like my base enemies. So are like the arc rats. Like I'm trying to make sure my base enemies can at least put up a decent fight at a low, decent level. And then go from there is what I'm trying to do. So that's technically what I'm trying to do is get these. Because I think by level... Alright. Let's go to enemies. Let me try slashing this in half. Does that do anything? That's working. That's working. Let's drop this down one more 1,000. And that should fix. Okay, that's okay. Let me check one more time. Hold on a minute. Let me see. Could probably drop their defense a little bit. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to up their. I'm gonna up this to about 500. Enemies. Drop this down to 20. There, that should. Alright, we're I think we're doing fine. Let me see. Let me add a small mace. Yeah. Yeah, I can deal with that. I can deal with that. That's not as bad. That's not really that bad. Yeah, okay, we can deal with that because realistically, it's about um, the starting areas, which is um, like low, like low to like really low. So realistically, you're roughly going based around this. Okay, and then so we can pretty much use this as a foundation for this. So we can put this to 50. Let's see. Let's bump this back up to about 25. Let's give them a little bit of a fighting edge. Okay, and then we'll do the Arcrat. We'll do 50 for this, and agility. We'll do agility 80 because these guys are these guys are pretty much agile little things because they're low to the ground. So we'll give these guys a little bit more of an edge with a luck of 50. All right, so we'll do 25, 50. We'll do a 20 on luck. Actually, you know what? We'll do 100 on them. And we'll do the coons. We'll do them a 60. Okay. We'll do 60 for this. 50 for that. 50 for that. 50. $60. 100. This I want to be high because these are kind of like your low tier ones. These ones are going to be low tier. All right, so we want 50 for this. 50 for that. That's fine. This isn't an rage one. So we'll double this. We'll keep its speed the same. All right. So, now that we have that taken care of, let's now get the rest of this other stuff. Let's get the rest of this other skills taken care of. All right, we'll grab this. Times that by the attack. Plus attack times 10 times 4. And there is a crit. Go. Yeah, a lot of this stuff we're gonna have to really work on trying to get it. See, the bear, the razorbacks are the ones I'm gonna make sure that are next to the top. They're gonna be pretty much your standardized beaters that are, you're gonna realistically always have you're always going to have a challenge fighting those all the time, because even at your highest level, they're still going to be like they're going to be almost like a predator. You're going to have, like, I'm going to make sure I at least have a couple of predators that are always at least giving the player, regardless of the high level, a beating, like always. This little grind we have. So, like I was saying, trying to get these two work the way I have. Charge. I think I got it spelled correctly, right? CHARGE, right? I think that's how you spell it. It sounds right in my head, but I don't know if it sounds right on paper. Charge. Yeah, I can't hear any other ones. Charge. Yeah. Yeah, I have it spelled correctly. I had it spelled correctly. For some reason, it just did not feel like it was it didn't feel like it was right. Okay, so um, let's see. We're working on the rat. Is what we're working on. Okay, so let's make sure our rodent, at least has, at least can put up a decent fight. I know that this is a low level and it's not one that's going to be like there, but you know, it's better at least, you know, it's always good to at least have your low levels at least do what they're supposed to, because you know, once they go into the once they start doing the you know, the Razorbacks, the Darwogs, you know, it's like then you're going to start having some issues, because then I got to worry about then I got to worry about the Obins, because then I got to worry about Obins. I've got to worry about, you know, other types of monsters that are going to be like your mid to late game type enemies, you know. But I think it's really important to really get your beginner ones fleshed out, you know. At least get your um, low ones fleshed out, because yeah, you're gonna want to make sure that those are fleshed out, because those are, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the reason why is because um, the reason why is because if someone were to replay the game, if someone wanted to replay the game, the first enemies you're always going to encounter are your beginner stages. You know, that's the thing. The beginner, the beginner ones, are always going to be like the ones that people almost remember a lot. At least that's how I always, whenever I play games, like the beginner enemies are always the ones I remember the most, just because those are the ones that, you know, give you a taste of what the game is going to become. And I think that's the thing. So, like, don't get me wrong, like I do want to make sure that my to late game um, mid to late game enemies are uh, at least good, you know. So yeah, I do want to make sure that they are at least comparable, but you know, let's make sure we get our low ones taken care of first. Oh, okay, overshot that one. I don't get it. Why did that one shot me, but I couldn't get bite to one shot me? Okay, that's fine. Let's just drop this down to 50 and then work our way back up. Since we know 750, 700, probably the thousands are probably going to be where we get one-shotted. But that's okay, we will. Ooh, okay. So, bite does nothing, which is fine. It's not supposed to hurt. It's like a little rat biting you, you know what I'm saying? It's not supposed to hurt. But their claws did a one-shot, almost a one-shot deal. And I think it's this 10 right here that's doing it. So, we're going to drop this to 2, and we're going to drop this to 4. Maybe that's how it's working, right? Huh. Ah. Ah, okay. So that's how you ignore defense. Okay. Okay, so that's the ignore part. I'm gonna drop this defense down to like a 6. I'm gonna redo this one because I think I figured a way how to. I think I figured a way how to do this. I'm flip flopping around here real quick because I'm trying to figure out. If I know where the okay. Okay, so that's where. Okay, so let me do that. Okay, let me ignore defense. Should bite ignore defense? Cancel that real quick. Let's go back here real quick. Make sure that we're doing this, because if this is right, I think I have this. I don't understand. I'm only hitting. I don't have any. The spear isn't giving me defense. So why am I not getting? Why am I not getting? Why is it that my hand axe? Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Yeah, why is my hand axe and my... Okay, something's wrong. Oh, okay, here it is. Okay, I think I see where it's coming at. I think I see where it's coming at. Hold on. I think I see where I'm fucking up and I'm not paying attention. Excuse me. Let's see. Yep. That's what I thought. Yeah, that's rough. That's probably where it's coming from. Let's try this again. Yep, that's where it was coming from. That is exactly where it was coming from. Yep, that's exactly where it was coming from. Perfect. Okay, now that's fine. We can make them have a devastating attack. That's an easy fix. I just want to make sure that now, why am I getting one-shotted here with the rats? Let's try that again. See, look at that. I'm getting one-shotted by rats. Wait a minute, why am I... Let's see, hold on. I'm wearing... Let me see, maybe it's my gear that's causing it. Is it a crit? Is that what's happening? Is it, maybe that's where I'm getting screwed over. Oh, maybe this is it. Hold on. I think I screwed up the formula. Let me try that again. I think I misinterpreted the. That's fine. Yeah, see, I'm still getting one-shotted. The bites are fine. Like, they're just more of a... That's more nuisance. But we are getting just one... We are getting really hot, shot hard. I just can't figure out where it's coming from. I think it's this 10, but the problem is that 10 shouldn't be... That 10 should not be screwing me over. Because I've got... It could be the fire element. It could just be the element, but the problem is that it's my my elemental defense should be neutral because I have dark for bite. So I shouldn't be getting screwed. But I think it's this 10 that's fucking me over. So I'm gonna drop this to 2, and if that's where it's screwing me over, then that's probably where I'll fix it. Yep. Okay. So that's where it was fucking me over. Was that hard 10? Okay. So that's where it was screwing me over. Okay. There. Now let's try fire shot. Let's try this now. I think what I might end up doing, yeah, that should be fine. All right, let's try this now. Because I think we almost got everybody. Okay, so we don't have... It's not doing enough damage because I'm getting a null, so... Does it really matter? I mean, I would like a little bit of damage. Let's try a 50, actually. Let's do a 50-50 on this. Maybe that. The thing is that this is going to be kind of like our simple thing for stuff. Because a lot of our enemies are going to have a little bit of this. So if I can at least get this at least working fine for the low enemies, the enemies that don't have the much magic attack. Probably give me a 20. Yeah, so if I can't at least give a 20 base magic attack a good decent shot with it, then realistically all my other ones are going to be a fucking bitch. Are going to be a bitch, especially my shaman. That's the thing, especially my shaman is going to be a bitch cuz he uses fire shot too. And I got to get another skill for him. Alright, let's try that again. No, still a null. Alright, it's fine. Okay, so how about we do this? How about we do it times then? Let's do it times 4, and then we'll double the base and see if that works. That might give it a little bit of a, because we already know that that's not working. Okay. So null again. That's fine. Like I said, if we can't at least get our low level ones to at least have some type of damage, then realistically we're not going to be the whole rest of the game is going to go completely batshit nuts. Alright, so we got another null again. Alright. Let's bump that. Let's bump that to, let's go really high and let's go to 200. Let's see if that does that, and then we'll double, and we'll put another. Still not getting enough. I think this is fine. Like, I do believe this is fine. Like, I know where it's coming from. I know exactly where it's coming from. And it's like, it wants me to, like, jump my... It wants me to jump my, It wants me to jump... It wants me to jump... It wants me to jump my, skills, but it's like, I know I can be fine here. Like, I know this is where the meat is. Like, right here, the skills are the meat. I just need to get the meat. I just need to get the meat working. This to 10. We'll jump this all the way to 1,000. Cause yeah, if it gets too, cause like right here, I want these to be the real meat of it. That's why I'm making sure, cause um, I want a lot of the items to play a major role. To play a major. Ooh, shit! I was not expecting that. Where is it? Oh, you gotta be shitting me. I forgot to put a 1 for burn. Damn it. I forgot to put a 1 for burn in. I forgot to put a burn one in. How did I forget that? I did. Holy cow, I can't believe that. Okay, that's fine. We'll deal with that. We'll deal with that later. That's something I'll just deal with. At least want a few damage. You will do some damage with that spell. Actually, I'm gonna cancel that real quick. We're gonna fix this. I'm gonna prioritize that. Two. That's it? Damn it. Got a 2. Okay, let me try something else. Alright, we're gonna go back to the drawing board. I'm gonna try something else. Let me check bite real quick. Okay. Let me do what I did with bite. Maybe that might help out. I'm gonna plus that by players MMP. Do 500. Skill. What was bites? Okay, we'll fix this. Yeah, that should be fine, because you don't want to, because that way it weakens as it goes. So it's not as it's not as it's not that awful. Because that's realistically how a lot of my other shots are going to be. Let me actually do, you know what, let's do, no, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's times that by this. I'm going to drop this to 2,000. Bump this to 20. And we'll do plus. Yeah, we could do luck. I think that's fine. Can't really figure out where else to go with it, though. Because otherwise, it's just a simple shot. How about we take off magic defense and just keep this as a regular one shot. Let's try that. Okay, so that gives us an 8. Okay, that gives us an 8. That's not bad. Let me see. Your magic attack is 20, and I'm getting an 8. So how about we shoot this up to 8,000. Just go straight to the top and then work our way down. Yeah, I can deal with that. Yeah, not too greedy, yet not too overpowering for a low-level creature. You still got some. You still have some. Good battles. Let me see. Like, I think by the time you get to level 10, they should be a little bit on the lower side. Yeah, they're pretty decently still hitting, but that's fine, because we're eventually going to have yeah, let's try this. Whoa! Why did I get one-shotted? Holy crap, that hurt like hell. Let me try something differently. Alright, let's see. Probably by the time you get to level 50, you should have this. And we'll get this, and then we'll get sort of the thing. And then you'll probably have the scales by then. Still got one-shotted. Something's wrong. I can't figure out the damn... Can't figure it out. Where is that coming from? I don't understand. Why am I now getting screwed over again? Guess we go back to this. I almost have like the best gear setup. Yeah, for some reason. I'm getting screwed. Oh, that's interesting. That's a low-level equipment, and I'm taking less damage. That means my armor is the problem. Yeah, that means my armor is the problem. But it can't be. Because my stones of scale is a lot better than the hard body. Yeah, my stone of scales is a lot better. Yet I'm still getting, yet I'm getting shot like crazy. That's fine. Holy cow, man, why am I getting screwed over? Hmm. I think I might know where the problem is. I think I may have. I think this is where I'm getting. I think this is where I'm getting bit at. I think that's where I'm getting bit. I think I might have. I think I know where I'm getting. I think I know where it's at. Yeah, I think I know where the. I think I know where it's at. It's a lot of this. This is where it's. This right here is what's causing. Is why I'm having a hard time getting the attack ratios correct. So, to mitigate that, I think I know how to do this now. Let's see. Let's go back to troops. Go back here. It's fine. That's fine, cause that's fine. Let's see. I knew this was gonna be a problem. I think I went far advanced than I am actually able to do. Because I don't know how to. I think I power crept myself too hard, and I don't know how to get the skills. I don't know how to get the skills to reflect that. I have certain skills that are just that are. I have certain things that are just a lot better, that are just a lot worse off. And that's the problem. Let's say around Yeah, this should be pretty decently where you should be, around level 25. This should be about the level of some types of gear to get, around level 25. Yep, see? Right there it is. That one shot. That's still too much, but that's somewhat good. I can work with that. Trying to figure out a good, decent. We're just about ready to. Okay. Let's go to skills, enemies. I think that's fine right there for that. Let's try this one more time. Nope, biting is still too powerful. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this out. I'm gonna take that out. And we're gonna fix that fire claw. Do that for agility. Pretty much about this range, you should not be taking that much. You shouldn't be taking that much of any damage. Around here, you should be really holding off, holding at least these guys back a good decent ways. Still taking a lot of damage on bite though. I want the claws to do more. should fix that. Okay, that's fine. Whoop, I'm gone. Still getting one shot. Alright. Take right out. A lot of animals are going to have this. So that's why I'm trying to get... That's why I'm trying to get this... I'm trying to get this to work. Still getting one shot. Why am I getting one shotted? Alright, let's drop this to 25. Oh, wait, hold on. That's fine. I think I know where it's coming from. I think I know where it's coming from, and I'm about ready to fix it. Yep, I know exactly where it's coming from now. $25. Attack, agility. Drop this a little bit. Alright. Alright, I think what we're going to do is we're going to drop attack to 20. That's fine, we can fix this. Attack lock. Yeah, okay, so that's fine. So the formula is correct for bite. And claw is correct for that. We'll get this. Alright, we're still getting that, but that's fine. Yeah, we want... Yeah, this is fine. Because we want agility and luck to be based on that, and its attack is not really usefulness. So that's fine. Its claws are still getting more damage in. Bite's fine. For some reason the claw is still getting in. It should be about the same. Yet I'm still getting more, like, it should be about the same. Let's drop this down, I guess, one more and then go from there. Which means this will be going to... Yeah, I think that's pretty decently good. I like that. All right, so let's try now with our... Let's try it with our almost top of the line gear. That's fine. Try one more time. Yeah, pretty much what I thought. No matter what, the top of the line gear is gonna win out anyway, so that's fine. What about max level? Will at least hold? Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much my max gear pretty much screws them over, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we're good. Now we just need to get this. This is going to be a staple, because the attack does absolutely nothing. It doesn't really matter. It does not even matter. I'm trying to figure out the turn for this. I need to experiment with this. Yeah, this is one of my biggest things I can't figure out, because it does not do well. 7% divided by 100%. You know, like, it doesn't even... Yeah, I can't even do it on the calculator. Stupid fly, go away. So yeah, I'll have to experiment with this to figure it out. But I'll get it eventually. Put this at 30. Put this at 50. Okay. Alright. So we got that. Now we just need to get the raccoons. Yeah, now all we gotta do is get the raccoons to do this. We also got the windjacks to deal with. Yeah, now we got the windjacks to deal with. These guys are going to be these guys are going to be the ones that are going to be a pain in the ass to deal with. Let me see how I have those guys set up. Do a 25. We'll set our stuff to a standard amount. Whoops. Got into a loop. Yep. I got suckered into a loop. Drop this to 10%. Do this to 50. Plus attack times 6. Let's try that again. Well, I mean, kind of does what it needs to do. I mean, it's kind of doing what I want to do, but not in the way that I was thinking. Let's try that again. Okay, that was interesting. Give me a second. For some reason, that went a little by faster than I thought. Why did that go really bad? That's a 60. I should still at least had a. Oh, that's why, because it takes a while. Never mind. I see what happened. I see what happened. There we go. I forgot. Alright, let's try this again. I'm trying to. This is gonna be like that pesky little fucker. That's just, when you run into, you really gotta make sure if you don't kill this thing, you're gonna be screwed. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to at least have a pest. Good loot, but a fucking pest to deal with nonetheless. Alright, we're getting there. I'm going to increase its paralyzation, though, back up to 10, though. And then I'm going to go back to enemy. I'm going to drop this to... Let's see. Let's try this. Nope. We're getting there. I have an idea. I just want to give it a little bit of a fighting chance. Let's bring that back up to 15. I think that's fine. We're going to go back to enemies. Go back to troops. Clear. Try this. Yeah, I think I can deal with that, even if it's like that. I think I can deal with that. The paralyzation is fine at 15. And the damage is fine. I kind of don't mind the damage. Yeah, I don't mind the damage. Yeah, okay. So the B's fine. This is useless. This is useless. All right. Okay. So, let's now go back to troops. And take that off. Okay. Let's go to... Alright, so we got that taken care of. That's fine. So we finally got fire shot. I think we pretty much have it decently taken care of. We're going to drop this down to 20%. We're going to drop these down to 20%. Okay. So, now we need to figure out these guys. The Darwogs. Because these guys are going to be here a lot of the times. So, let's go to their status and see where they're at. So I think that's fine for now. Alright, so let's do a test run. Yeah. That sounds about right. Still heavy hitter. Poison needs to be a little bit better. But it's not really about the poison, it's more about poisoning the target and weakening it over time. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. It's pretty decently fine though. I could add another one to it though. But I think that's fine. Alright. Now we need to work on just need to work on the... what is our next one? Our Dweller. He's going to be around for a decent while. We need to put more... we need to do Razorbacks next. So I think that's what we're going to do. Oh, yep. Knew that was gonna happen. For some reason, that just went way over it. Oh, that's why. I found it. We want to plus that and multiply that. And then do -50. Let's see how that does. Still too powerful. Let me see where we're at. Yeah, that's technically right. I do. This is a more powerful one of it. I mean, this one is a more powerful version of it. So yeah, you don't want to get smacked around by this thing. So how about we drop this to 10? How about, you know, let's just rip it. Let's just rip the bandage apart. There we go. Can I withstand with my top gear? Sort of. Okay. So my top gear does take care of it, which is fine. That's good. I just don't like the fact that that did not do what I wanted it to do. So I'm gonna fix that. I still want this to be... I know it's an enraged one. It's supposed to be a lot tougher, something that you really don't want to just to stumble across. So I'm I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get this right. Yeah. Yeah, I can deal with that. So let's... Okay, so we're good right there. So let's go to... Let's go to our... Let's get our low stuff on, because we... Let's get our low equipment on. We'll put ourselves at 5. Ooh, we got one-shotted. We don't want to get one-shotted by the normal ones. So we're gonna drop their health. We're gonna drop their attack. We'll drop their attack. And we'll drop their HP down to half that. And then... Alright, let's see if we can't get this Razorback. See if we can't get this Razorback to get ourselves pretty good. Alright, let's try this now. Alright, he's still a little weak, but we can fix that. We can fix that. Take this out. We'll have to put in a new... We'll have to put in a new skill, but that's fine. We can just put in a new skill. We can put in a new skill for these guys. Because, yeah, they're not doing enough damage. Like I said, the attack is just too weak. I could probably bring this up to, like, I could probably bring that up to like 50, and that's pretty decently high. But even then, I'm still not. Yeah, see, I'm still getting a null. See, I'm still getting a null. But, yep, I think I'm just going to end it right here. So I want to thank you all very much for watching. And as always, there's a playlist at the end of the video as always. So do check it. And do check out the other video too if you decide that that's your liking. But hey, always look around my channel. There's always something to watch. So I will see you guys next time. So you guys take care. Be well. Be safe. Have fun. Bye, everyone.